If you're seeing this, you're about to shift timelines. We're all connected through frequency. And many of us are about to shift timelines. We went on a journey of self-discovery. And on our journey, we were just gaining experience. We never lost, we only learned. We didn't make mistakes. They were the guiding points. If we let go of the ego and realize that we're here navigating a quantum realm, if you will, the twists and the turns that we take, the decisions that we make. Life is a series of choices that we make. And because of those choices have led us to where we are right now. It's time to jump timelines to your winning season. Hello everyone, I am Michael and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. We go out in our life, we explore, we make decisions, and then we move forward. And this is where we are. You might go on your journey, you've been on this journey for a while, and you could reflect on your life. And you have to go to your inner guidance GPS. You better tune in now. This past year was a year of fine-tuning our intuition. And you have to learn about who you truthfully are. You know, this really was a refinement of the intuition. It really was a refinement of self-worth. And I've been sharing this for a while. And you're going to have to get back to your roots. And you're going to have to make drastic decisions and changes. Where are you headed? Actually, we're all headed to the same place. Well, where's that place? The destination is unknown. You're just gathering evidence. You're just gathering life experience. That's what we all have been doing. And that's what brings us back. Yeah, we're back, light warriors. We make decisions to leave. We make decisions to move forward with our life. Move on. Remember who you are. We all have to remember who we are. We lose ourselves in life. The world, it was broken. And we put it to rest, right? That world ended. And now a new world begins. A new reality begins. If you're seeing this message, you're about to shift timelines. I've made many shifts over the course of my journey. And the reason for these shifts is so that we could gain evidence, experience, compare and contrast. It's the only way we know for sure. You're going to have many experiences when it comes to people, things, and situations. And you need the perspective in life. And I'm very grateful for all of the experiences that I have had. But anything that represents the old frequency has to die off. Each and every one of us, we live our everyday life commanding respect, creating a new reality. And in order to do this, I told you this, and I didn't stutter. I told you very strongly. The only thing that we're not doing is looping again. You know, you might have a dream, your heart might be telling you something, and you just keep looping the same thing and nothing's happening. So in your life, you're going to have to take out your big hammer and you might have to smash everything to smithereens. You might have to, hermetic principle of rhythm, you might have to go in a totally different direction. And as the pendulum swings back and forth, and that's life itself, it's the Hermetic principle of rhythm. We go back and forth with the experiences to find out who we truthfully are. Ultimately, this was a journey of self-discovery. Ultimately, we were just remembering our true power. When I reflect on my life and all the things that I've done over the past few years, so many accomplishments, they were only able to happen because I pushed through fear. And sometimes you have fear to go one way, and sometimes you have fear to go the other way. But here we are. And I hope I encourage you to have the courage to start again, to break a loop, to break a cycle, to let go. You know, for me on my journey, it's difficult. A man with a heart, it's difficult to let go. But you got to wake up one day and say, you know what? Something's wrong. Something's wrong with these things. I've seen it in many different cases in my life. I always share about loyalty and honor. But sometimes if you're loyal to the wrong system, sometimes if you're loyal to the wrong person, you waste your life. I hope everyone that's hearing this, I hope I encourage you not to waste your life, to keep going. Leave people in the dust. Leave systems in the dust. Become better than the matrix itself. That was the main thing I shared about 4 years ago. I said I will become bigger than the matrix itself. You know, one day you're going to wake up, you're going to realize that it's the people. You know, and I've seen this. I like to use sports sometimes as an example. You know, some people, they worship the team logo. But in the new society, we're seeing that people are actually, resonating, if you're a person that watches sports, with the content of character of an athlete. And that's actually more important than the team logo. So I'm utilizing that as a teaching tool for other people. You're going to have to move forward in life. And you're going to make these decisions. You're going to have the inspiration that you need. And sometimes we have to go back home. Sometimes the home is the I am presence. And that's the only home. Over the past 7 years, you could hit 777. Everyone's floating the comment section with 777. This was all about the I am presence. This was about a remembering that we could create timelines and also destroy them. I share about the power of the hammer, Mjolnir. You're able to be worthy. You can lift Mjolnir. And the path of the warrior, if you've never seen that, I think I have to remake that. Let me know in the comments if you want an updated video on the path of the warrior. The warrior is able to wield weapons, all right? And Mjolnir, the power of the hammer, you're able to build, you're also able to destroy. And you are the creator. You are the destroyer. Just like how God will prune your life, sometimes you're going to have to be preemptive. And you say, you know what? This ain't working. It's all right. Admit it to yourself, right? A lot of people can't. And sometimes you're going to have to put an end to the old. Because if you keep looping the same thing, if you keep looping the same frequency, those same types of people, those same types of jobs, the same type of experience will constantly loop. So what you need to do is become the creator. And sometimes you also have to be the destroyer. We destroyed it pretty good, right, kid? I keep my word. You know, I realize on my life, there are many things that mold us and shape us, and we don't realize the power of these things at first glance. It might take 7 years to know. We're navigating the quantum, and everything is teaching us on our journey. If you're getting this message, you're about to shift timelines. And the answer to why you're about to shift timeline is because you realized. See, the truth cannot be told. It can only be realized. And you realized that you are worthy. How about everyone write that in the comments today? I am worthy. I am worthy. And start living your everyday life. Everywhere I go, I change the timeline through an energy, through a frequency. Everywhere that you go, you're changing the timeline through a frequency. When you wake up in the morning, you have to realize it, and realize it right now. Every day is another opportunity for greatness. But the only thing I can't do is sit still. The only thing I can't do is wait. And I hope this inspires you, because so many people are tricked. They're tricked into waiting. They get the dangling carrot. And I can reflect on many phases of my life. You know, a lot of people have been taking the journey with me for the past 7 years, but I could even go before that. And every time I decided not to wait, every time I said, I am the creator, every time I pushed against fear, the timeline changed. It happens 100% of the time. The realization of truth, the realization of the truth of your worthiness. This is where you're able to shift timelines. If you're getting this message, if you're seeing it, there's a reason. It happens through a vibrational frequency match. I've been sharing this for years. You know, there's people that hear my voice and they light up and they glow. And there's some people that they can't hear it. They can't hear it. And I know many people, I've been sharing it on our world famous Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook, the link's in the description. People will share things and you're gonna see people, they can't hear you. Some people resonate with truth. Some people are the antithesis of truth. Just like Christ and Antichrist. As we move forward and we're headed to a time period where energy is through the roof. And just like Tesla said, if you think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, you will hop the timeline. Some people remembered me on a different timeline. I keep shifting timelines, kid. And now I go back and forth between the timelines. But sometimes we have to pull back. Sometimes we have to go the opposite way. And we have to realize that change is needed. Change is required. The only thing you can't do is loop the same thing. I'm sure there's many people that are getting this message and you had the realization this year as your old life ended. It ended because of an internal decision that you made. The quantum shift is always instant. The quantum shift is instantaneous when you make the internal decision where you say, I refuse to do this anymore. I refuse to live this fake life. And that's what I did. Free will is a law of the universe. You have to understand this. This is why I've been studying this stuff for years, kid. Your internal frequency, the outer world must match that internal frequency. And that's why you're seeing this. You know that you're about to shift timelines. You know that you're entering your winning season. And you could write win, win, win. And write it and live it all day long. You have to be the embodiment of win. That's where we have to be. We're not going to the place of lack. We're not going to the place of limitation. We're going to the place of abundance. And, you know, sometimes we don't even realize it. And that's why I have to reflect on my life, because I, like all of you, we're all the same. We're focused on something maybe we don't have yet. But then we have to stop. We have to realize. We have to have gratitude for all the lessons that God gave us. We have to realize, wow, holy shift. Look at all the things that we've accomplished. Look at where I was in the past, right? I you know, when I train up guys in the gym, I'm giving them inspiration, talking them up. I said, you're looking in the mirror every single day. I had a friend, he's an older guy, he's shredded, he's probably watching, he's shredded. I said, you're shredded. He says, thanks, Mikey. I said, you don't see it because you're looking at yourself every day in the mirror. Sometimes we don't realize the growth that we've had. So it's important, that's why I pointed out, I don't dish out compliments for no reason. Look, we're shifting the timelines. Here we go, baby. The birds are back once again. It doesn't matter where I am. The birds, I'm like the bird whisperer, right? If you're new to the channel, a lot of people have seen this. You click the subscribe button. I appreciate that. We have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. I'm here to teach people how to quantum shift, how to fly to a new dimension, all right? And this is not spiritual wackadoo stuff. This is real. It's part of our everyday life, but you have to understand the unseen. All right, you have to understand frequency. And just like we can let go of the past, we move forward with our life. I have no clue what I'll do with the rest of my everyday life. But decisions were made. Movement is made. Change is made. And every day I know that I'm the best there is at what I do. And that's why I know the future manifestations, the future changes, they're coming. Because it's the embodiment. You have to walk your everyday life. You have to live your everyday life, not wishing. Manifestation is not wishing upon a star. It's becoming the embodiment. It's becoming the embodiment of the higher self. You know, there's many people that are tuned into this message, and you realize you knew who you were since you were a boy or a girl. You were the superhero inside. That's what I do here. I train superheroes. Are you a superhero in training? You're the light warrior, kid. You're the light warrior. And what we need to do is we have to have the strength. We have to have the strength to realize the old world, what a disgrace. And I didn't wait for someone else to do it. I did it myself. Comes from a different place. It's a phrase I've been sharing. It comes from a different place when you say enough is enough. I'm going to end it myself. Right? I had a very powerful Nana, all right, Queen Esther years ago, right? Everyone was looking around. She got up. She says, I'll do it, right? Powerful stuff. Comes from a different place. So in a world full of fake, in a world that has died off, where people are out of balance, they have no clue what they're doing, you have to leave the world behind, as I did, and move forward. Stop waiting for fake people, garbage, and things that are beneath you. It's beneath your frequency. And if people have a problem with it, you got to tell them. You got to rise up. This is what Ascension is about. It's ascending to a higher version. It's not spiritual wackadoo. Ascension is a real thing, right? Ascension. This is true ascension. You're raising your frequency to a higher version of yourself, closer to the truth, closer to the higher self. And that was the journey. And that's why we went on all these twists and turns. And now we're back here, better than we've ever been, taking the knowledge, taking everything. And maybe you thought you were doing something, but that was just a season. And you learned from it. What are you taking into the next season? This is your next chapter. I love each and every one of you. Remember that you have the power to collapse realities and create brand new ones. And as you're navigating the quantum, you are headed to destination unknown. I love each and every one of you. If this motivates you, if it inspires you, if you're ready to improve your everyday life in all phases, I appreciate if you click the like button and click the subscribe button. Every single day is another opportunity for greatness. And that's how I've lived my everyday life. And I keep moving forward. I constantly change. That's the only guarantee in life is change. All right? So embody the I am presence. Sometimes we have to get back to the basics. Sometimes we have to remember who the heck we are. And I hope I inspire you to remember who you are. All right? Because God is for you. Therefore, who the heck can be against you? No one. You're the best at whatever it is you do. We're all unique. We all have a special spark. And now, I guess I'll figure out what I'm doing. But I'm done with a fake reality. What a disgrace. What a disgrace that old world was. A world of fear with no unconditional love. In a world full of fake. How you doing? Have the courage to be authentic. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you guys, and if you see this, that is your sign that you're about to shift timelines. It's your winning season, kid.